Welcome to my channel. Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about success, the road we all want to walk, the dream we're all chasing. But there's a truth we can't ignore. If you want success, you've got to face its biggest enemy. Now, I'm not talking about people who doubt you or circumstances that seem impossible. I'm talking about the things inside of us that hold us back. Fear of failure is one of the most powerful forces that can hold us back from reaching our full potential. It's that quiet, constant voice that questions, what if I'm not good enough, or what if I fail and look foolish? This fear is a silent killer of dreams and ambitions, and its effects run deep, often limiting us before we even start. Many times we carry the weight of past mistakes, allowing them to define our present and shape our future. Instead of seeing failure as a stepping stone, we see it as a dead end. But the truth is, failure is simply part of the journey to success. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every innovation is failure in its history. Yet, despite knowing this, fear often stops us from even trying. Fear of failure can disguise itself as practicality, convincing us to take safer paths that may not truly fulfill us. We might hear that voice saying, maybe now isn't the right time, or maybe this isn't realistic. But these aren't truths, they're excuses born out of fear. Deep down, many people avoid chasing their biggest dreams, not because they lack talent, resources, or support, but because they're afraid to confront the possibility of failing. They're afraid of what others will think, how they'll feel about themselves, or whether they'll ever recover from a setback. Fear makes us hesitate, and that hesitation becomes a barrier between us and our goals. But the most successful people, the ones we admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, they didn't let fear of failure have the last word. In fact, for them, failure was often part of the formula. They tried, they failed, they learned, and they grew. They took the sting of failure and turned it into fuel for the next attempt. Each failure became a stepping stone, a lesson, and a reminder that the only true failure isn't giving up entirely. The real tragedy isn't in trying and falling short, it's in not trying at all. Embracing the possibility of failure is what frees us. It gives us permission to try, to experiment, and to grow. Because in reality, each failure builds resilience, character, and clarity. It teaches us what doesn't work, and it prepares us for what eventually will. Every person who has ever achieved something great had to risk falling short. They had to face the fear of not measuring up and decide that their dream was worth more than their comfort. So fear of failure is only as strong as the power we give it. If we see failure as a natural part of growth, something to be learned from rather than avoided, then fear loses its hold. Instead of a wall, it becomes a doorway, an invitation to discover what's possible on the other side. The comfort zone is a familiar place, one that gives us a sense of safety and predictability. We stick to routines, avoid risks, and follow well-worn paths because they feel secure. But while the comfort zone offers stability, it can also be one of the greatest barriers to growth and achievement. Staying in this safe space, we often avoid challenges that would push us, fears that would strengthen us, and experiences that would transform us. True greatness, however, doesn't lie within the boundaries of what we already know. It requires stepping out of comfort and embracing the unknown. When we stay in our comfort zones, we limit our potential. Our abilities don't develop because we aren't challenging them. Our skills don't grow because we aren't using them to solve new problems. Many people dream big but confine themselves to small actions, thinking that they'll make a leap when the time is right or when they feel ready. But the truth is, we rarely feel fully ready for change. Growth isn't a matter of waiting for the right time. It's about creating it by taking steps outside the familiar. Every time we step into discomfort, we open ourselves to opportunities that could lead to new skills, connections, and achievements. The comfort zone can also make us settle for less than what we're capable of. When we stick to what's easy, we stop asking questions, we stop exploring new ideas, and we lose our drive. We tell ourselves that we're content with what we have, that we don't need more, or that we don't deserve more. But that's the voice of fear disguising itself as contentment. True fulfillment doesn't come from what is easy, it comes from striving for what we know we're capable of achieving, even if the journey is difficult. Greatness is born in the moments when we feel stretched beyond our limits. It comes when we're willing to embrace uncertainty, when we're willing to risk failing because we know that's how we learn and grow. Growth happens when we let go of what's comfortable and face the fear of the unknown. The world's greatest achievements were made by people who stepped beyond what was safe, who believed in their vision enough to risk the discomfort that comes with change. These people weren't free from fear, they simply chose not to let it confine them. Ultimately, the comfort zone is a trap that can keep us from becoming who we're meant to be. It's a place where dreams are left untested and potential is left untouched. But if we're willing to push beyond it, to embrace the discomfort and challenges that come with pursuing greatness, we find that the world opens up in ways we never imagined. Lack of persistence is one of the most common reasons people fall short of achieving their dreams. The road to success is rarely smooth. It's full of obstacles, setbacks, and moments when giving up seems easier than pushing forward. Yet success requires a special kind of endurance, the ability to keep going even when the path is difficult, when progress feels slow, and when results are hard to see. Persistence is what separates those who reach their goals from those who stop short. It's not about the speed of progress, but about the consistency and resilience to keep moving forward no matter the challenges. Many people start with big dreams and ambitious plans, fired up with excitement and optimism. But as they encounter difficulties, that initial enthusiasm fades. A tough project at work, a failed attempt, or even a simple plateau in progress can lead some to question whether it's all worth it. Without persistence, these moments become breaking points rather than learning points. The reality is that any meaningful journey towards success requires endurance, the kind that allows us to get back up each time we fall, to learn from mistakes instead of fearing them, and to stay committed even when motivation wanes. Persistence is also a test of character. It forces us to confront our doubts, to find new ways to solve problems, and to tap into strengths we might not know we have. Success isn't just about talent or opportunity, it's about tenacity. The most successful people have experienced more failures and setbacks than most. What sets them apart is their refusal to give up. They see each setback as a lesson, each obstacle as a stepping stone. Rather than letting these moments define them, they use them to refine their approach, adapt, and come back stronger. In many ways, persistence is the true measure of belief in one's goals. It's easy to be committed when everything is going smoothly, but the true test of that commitment comes when times are tough. The journey to success is often long and progress isn't always visible right away. There are moments when it seems like nothing is working, when self-doubt whispers louder, and when fatigue makes us question whether to continue. But those who persist through these times come out with more than just their goals. They gain resilience, confidence, and a deeper understanding of their own strength. Ultimately, lack of persistence is a barrier to greatness. It's easy to start strong, but success is reserved for those who can endure, who can keep going through the hard times, and who can see past the immediate struggles to the long-term vision. The road to success is indeed a test of endurance, and those who pass it are the ones who are willing to push through, adapt, and keep their focus on the bigger picture. Thank you. Self-doubt is a quiet but persistent force that can keep us from reaching our full potential. It's the voice that questions our abilities, our worth, and even our right to dream big. While everyone experiences self-doubt from time to time, for some, it becomes a constant inner critic that shapes their actions and limits their growth. This inner voice, often subtle, can become one of the biggest obstacles on the path to success. It whispers things like, "You're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, or you'll never make it," and over time, if left unchecked, these words can start to feel like truths rather than insecurities. The impact of self-doubt is significant because it affects our willingness to take risks, try new things, and put ourselves out there. When we doubt our abilities, we're less likely to pursue opportunities, fearing that we'll fail or be exposed as not good enough. Instead of seeing challenges as chances to grow, we see them as potential threats to our self-esteem. This makes us hesitate, procrastinate, or avoid situations altogether, especially those that could lead to real growth. For some, self-doubt is like a heavy weight, holding them back from saying yes to things they're fully capable of. simply because they can't see their own potential. Self-doubt also affects how we react to setbacks. When we believe in ourselves, failure is simply a part of the learning process. But when self-doubt is in control, each setback feels like confirmation of our worst fears about ourselves. Instead of learning and moving forward, we get stuck, interpreting every mistake as evidence that we're not capable or deserving of success. This creates a cycle where self-doubt reinforces itself, making it harder and harder to break free. But the truth is, self-doubt is just that, a feeling, not a fact. Many of the most accomplished people have faced self-doubt and had moments when they questioned their path. The difference is that they didn't let it stop them. They recognized that self-doubt is often a sign of stepping out of the comfort zone, of pushing boundaries, and of taking risks that matter. The presence of doubt doesn't mean you're unworthy, it means you're growing. Overcoming self-doubt requires a shift in perspective. It's about learning to see that inner critic for what it is, a part of ourselves that wants to keep us safe, but doesn't always tell the truth. It means practicing self-compassion, reminding ourselves of past achievements, and building confidence by taking small steps toward our goals. Each time we push past self-doubt, we weaken its hold and strengthen our belief in ourselves. In the end, the journey to success is as much about overcoming our inner battles as it is about achieving external goals. The biggest enemies of success: fear of failure, the comfort zone, lack of persistence, and self-doubt are not forces outside of us. They are parts of ourselves that we must face and conquer. Fear of failure can hold us back from even trying. Comfort zones tempt us to settle for less than we're capable of. A lack of persistence can make us quit before reaching our goals, and self-doubt can silence our confidence and our drive. But remember, these challenges are not walls, they are hurdles that we can overcome. Every step we take outside of our comfort zone, every time we keep going in the face of difficulty, every moment we silence our self-doubt, we get closer to the person we're meant to become. True success isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about becoming stronger, braver, and more resilient along the way. So today, let's commit to facing these enemies with courage. Let's use fear as motivation, step boldly beyond comfort, persist through every setback, and believe in ourselves even when it's hard. The journey may not be easy, but greatness never is. And when we look back, we'll see that every challenge was worth it, because it helped us achieve not only our dreams, but a stronger, more confident version of ourselves. Thank you. So what's the biggest enemy of success? It's everything within us that makes us question our purpose, our abilities, our strength. And once we face these enemies, that's when the doors to success start opening. So tonight, I'm asking you to look those enemies in the face and tell them, you don't control me, because success doesn't come easy, but it's worth every single fight.